Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. This is the Extreme Furled streamer, the EFS. I've hosted this a couple of times. I've showed it up on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, and people have been asking me how to tie this. So I do tie it in a variety of sizes, from even half this size to flies that are 7-8 inches long for larger predators. We've fished with this for lake trout, northern pike, walleye, goldeye, mooneye, rainbow trout, brown trout, brook trout. It's gone to Iceland to fish for browns. It's been to Quebec to fish for brook trout, Ontario for brook trout. We've got musky patterns tied for this. It's just a very versatile, easy pattern to tie. So I'll just start with a hook that I've set up. It's an X472 and a 2-aught. I'll just show you, you can tie them either weighted or unweighted. It's up to you, whatever you like. So this is what I'll mount is up this Daiichi X472 and a 2-aught. And I'll just lay down a base layer of thread. I may not have enough material here to tie this. We'll start. We'll give it a go here. So I'll just start behind the hook eye. Pre-waxed my thread just with some cobbler's wax. And then I'll just spin this on, lay a good solid base layer. And notice when the barrel hit the hook point, it just changed direction on us. And come back, do a third base layer. I'll sit down and do 25 to 100 of these at a time if I'm going to tie a large volume of them. Now I'll just run the hands half round lead. So it is truly a half round lead. It's really quite wonderful for adding on round hook shanks for streamer or lure patterns. So we just keep that tight, and we'll just do touching turns with the lead coming up the hook shank. Well, I can probably spin this on with my vise as well, but just for those that still do it in a manual fashion without an inline rotary vise. And then we'll just put a few coats, go back and forth with our thread. And we'll secure this at the back and throw in a half hitch. At this point I'll just add in some Mercury M300. It's similar to Crazy Glue, it's about half the price. It can be used either in a dry form or stage like this, or if your fly is soaking wet, and it'll adhere and stick to that as well. It doesn't break down in water like some of the other glues do. And what I'll use now is what's called Extreme String. It's a 40 mil pile length. It comes in a host of different colors: white and silver, tans, lichen colors, black, reds, blues, Dennis the Menace, black and red, chartreuse color, a tinsel green, you name it, they have it all. And what I'll run is about 18 inches of material, and I will just double it up, and I will add this to the back of the fly and leave my thread at the back to set a half hitch. Now I have a dubbing twister. You can twist this by hand if you like, or just with a hook tool. You run just a simple hook tool, or you can run a coffee frother. What I've done here is just modified a coffee frother, cut off the frothing head, and just created a hook. So I'm just going to open up this pile and then give it a quick spin and a twist. So that is now all twisted together. What I'll do now is I'll grab in front of the hook eye, so this point in front of my forefingers, that will become the end of the tail. And when I let go of this, pinch it in place at the hook shank, let go of it, that all spins up. So that now has created my tail. And now I can just run a half a dozen turns here and then progress with my thread forward to right in front of the lead wire. And by stroking all this material back with every wrap, I can just pull it back. So this is just a single furled system, so I'll at times will run 2 different colors, sometimes 3 different colors, so I call that double and triple furling. And if you have a bit of a tag left over, not to worry about it, I just tie it in and let it swim to the back of the fly pattern anyways. It just helps keel the fly somewhat. But I am a bit short. I should add a little bit more, but so what I'll do in this case is I'll just make an extra larger red head out of the red extreme chenille. We'll just add this on. Again, we got about 8 inches here, 10 inches. We'll trap that in front of that last bunch, pull that back, advance my thread up behind the hook eye. And again, take my furling tool or my auto dub tool, open the piles up a bit, give it a spin, and now I'll just advance with touching turns towards the hook eye. So this is a great color combination for northern pike, and I've definitely found it to work extremely well on browns in the Bow River and in the Clearwater and in the Red Deer River and our southern Alberta streams. So again, bring that up right behind the hook eye, and then we'll tie that off. Leave that tag length. Again, that will just become a wing. And flip that back. Tie off in front. This is a fast, simple, easy pattern to tie. It hits the profile right of the minnows patterns, or the minnows out there in our waters. And then what I'll do before I do anything, before I add the head, now I'll just brush all this out. Some people, this really is what brings this material to life, and this pattern is brushing it out. It breaks down the cloth material in it. It doesn't affect the tinsel materials, the pile, but it does certainly break down. And it's a wire brush I'm using. I mean, I've done it with a nylon, but the wire brush, this is just a stainless steel wire brush. It does a really good job of shredding that fibrous material apart in the pile. I've watched ragflies, ragworms be tied with this in Europe for coastal fishing, and this is the method that I watched them use in there, so that's where this idea or concept came from. And as you can see, it's filling out more and more. The more you brush it, just the fuller it gets. And it gives the pattern a lot of flow in the water when it's brushed out like this. It really changes the life of the fly. and how it behaves and how it undulates and swims in the water. So once we've done that, now I've pre-built a bunch of heads. I generally run the stone faux heads. They're a bait fish shaped plastic soft head. So I'm just going to add a bit of Mercury M300 there at the front of the hook, and then we'll just take this stone faux head. I just like the profile and the shape of these heads more than anything else. I think it's truer to a bait fish, and just again, it's a confidence thing. It just works. So that's basically it. Like I say, you can mix and match the colors however you like, create whatever pattern. A friend of mine was over here, pretty famous guide for the Bow River. He mixed one with orange and bronze for a particular minnow pattern when the males go into their spawning colors. He's 100% convinced it's going to be one of his #1 patterns. And that's a color combination we just don't see on our local rivers. But again, like I said, you can tie these up to 8-9 inches in length, 7 inches in length, down to these 3-4 inch ones, or even smaller. And furling techniques have been used in all kinds of nymph patterns, dry fly patterns, stonefly patterns, leech patterns. So it's really nothing new. It's just I've just taken a different material and applied it to a streamer hook pattern, and it just works. Anyways, I hope you got something out of it, and thanks for watching, and have yourself a wonderful day.